The late autumn and winter sky holds a rich diversity of all sorts of fascinating night sky objects. Now, in a previous video all about the planets, go to our YouTube channel, you'll find out that Jupiter, Saturn and Mars are still in the sky, and we talked about Venus as well, so check those out. But this time I'm going to talk about the constellations that are around at the moment. Directly due south at the moment, at about 8 p.m, is the Great Square of Pegasus. So if you know where south is, then Pegasus is really easy to spot. It is a rather large square in the sky. Now, I talked to you about Pegasus, but really I want to talk to you about Pegasus because of something else that Pegasus is attached to. So we'll look at the square. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now have a look at this star up here, the top left of the square. That's a star called Alpheratz. It's actually a shared star, or used to be a shared star, between Pegasus and the constellation of Andromeda. It's now in Andromeda exclusively. Andromeda, you may have heard of the Andromeda Galaxy, and this is how you can find the Andromeda Galaxy. Take Alpheratz, star number 1, and there's a line of stars that comes off that left-hand side. Alpheratz is 1, then 2, then 3 brighter stars. Now from bright star 3, go up 1, 2, and then in that area, have a look, and you should see a smudgy patch on a nice, clear, dark sky. You are looking at the Andromeda Galaxy. This is a bit exciting, you know, because it's 2.5 million light years away. That's a long way. It's the furthest thing you can see with the unaided eye. That is really exciting. So I said that the Andromeda Galaxy is the furthest thing you can see with the unaided eye. What do I mean by the unaided eye? I mean just your eye, nothing else. What do you think it would look like if you got a pair of binoculars on the Andromeda Galaxy? If you have them, brilliant, go out and have a look. It's still a fuzzy patch, but a bigger, sort of more magnified fuzzy patch. Even through a telescope, really, it is looking like a fuzzy patch. But it is such an exciting thing to see because it is so far away, and our local galaxy. So again, have a good look and see if you can find it. One of my favourite areas of the night sky at the moment is actually looking towards the east. And at 6 o'clock is when it gets properly dark. We call this after astronomical twilight has ended. So you get the sun goes down, and then it's still a little bit light, isn't it? You can still see things a little bit, then it gets properly dark. That means it's the end of astronomical twilight, and that is properly dark, so you can start seeing things an awful lot better. So at 6 p.m. At the moment, Pleiades, the seven sisters, is already risen. So look towards the east, and there you'll see this sort of denser knot of stars, and that's the seven sisters, or the Pleiades cluster. Again, if you've got a pair of binoculars, it's really lovely to see because you'll see an awful lot more stars. The seven sisters, because it's called that because if you've got really good eyesight, you've got a good clear night, no light pollution, so there's no full moon or anything like that, and you've not got light pollution of city lights or town lights, then you should, with good eyesight as I said, see about 7 stars. The Pleiades has got something really exciting coming up behind it. Now mid-November is about 9 o'clock. The constellation of Orion starts popping up over the eastern horizon. Now, if you wait until mid-December, this is coming up at about 7 o'clock. So, what do we see first? Really, we tend to see the recognised star of Betelgeuse, Betelgeuse, which is a reddish-looking star. Now, Orion will go higher and higher and higher in the sky as the evening progresses, and it has a multitude of things to see in it. In the Orion's belt, which is what everybody really seems to see because it's this waist, and he's got the 3 stars, Mintaka, Alnilam and Alnitak. And underneath that is the sword of Orion, and that is where the Orion Nebula sits. Beautiful. Now, if we go left of Orion, we'll start seeing the heads of the twins of Gemini. And the heads of the twins of Gemini are Castor and Pollux, and they are pretty bright stars. So you should be able to turn left at Orion and come across the twins. Above the twins, Castor and Pollux, not just directly above the heads, because of course the constellation is not just the heads of the twins, it comes down a little bit as well, but right above the constellation of Gemini, there is one of the brightest stars in the sky. It's the 6th brightest star in our skies, and it is called Capella, and that is in the constellation of Auriga. The other stars in this particular constellation aren't really that bright, but it's Capella that you will see. It's sort of like an orangey colour because it's an orange giant, so that's a really interesting one to have a look at as well. The thing is, with the winter constellations, the brightest star in our sky, well, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to really wait until mid-December to see this one, and that is the beautiful, beautiful bright star Sirius, the dog star in the constellation of Canis Major. So Sirius, the dog star, at the moment it's rising at about 11 p.m, but by mid-December it's going to be rising at 9 p.m, so it's a lot easier to spot. Now Sirius, along with Betelgeuse, and then another star just to the left of Betelgeuse and above and up to the left of Sirius, called Procyon, which is in the constellation of Canis Minor, form the 3 stars of the winter triangle. Winter is here.